What? Pairing. Cool. There you are. There I am. Leave that for myself so I can hear. Click like. So I got, okay. Okay. Sharing places. Oh, okay. Want to be like that. All right. Okay. Still. Okay. You and me. Hello, Sabina.
Hey, Brandon, what's up?
How are you? Oh, we have two people watching, probably myself and yourself watching each other. All right.
What?
Hang on. Share. Okay. Boom. And I'm done sharing it places, I think. Okay. Hello, hello. Wait a few seconds. There's like a delay. I know there is. That's what happens for the YouTube to this, but I'll try to pay attention to. Oh, we have a hello, Michael. Welcome. All right, we'll wait a couple more minutes, some chitter chatter before we. How do you think you did on this game before we start into it? Before we start the episode?
Oh my gosh. I don't know. I think I did okay.
It was funny. So I'm gonna give you a decision during one of them because something happened during it, during the summer that changed our game a little bit.
True, yeah.
So, I'll get your thoughts on what you want to do with that one. But yeah, I thought, and we did make a mistake when we did it originally. We talked about White Men Can't Jump, and that was a Hulu movie and not in theaters. But
Oh, okay.
we just discussed it, which prior to the summer, there was a streaming movie that came out this summer I really liked. I'll talk about it at some point here. So, okay. We will go at 9:05. We will just start this proper just to make sure. But we have Michael here, so we have one. So he gets all his questions,
Nice.
all his
Hello.
answers. So just see here. And I'm new to the streaming stuff, so I don't even know if my channel's like, yo, he's going live. But yeah, it is. Okay. Does have us going. All right. Let's see here. Maybe we can get an image on there. Get us some like a graphic thumbnail. I made a thumbnail for it, so I'll put that in right now. Okay. Can't save until it's over. Boo. Okay. Well, whatever's clever. We're live. Like that. Okay. So 3 watching. Okay. Well, Sabina, without further ado, let's start this up. But first, we're gonna start it a certain way here. And find it. We will begin. You're gonna see yourself in a sec here. It's gonna be fun. Okay. Nope. There we are. Okay. All right, you ready for this? This is amazing. Here we go. We will start the Brandon Peters Show live.
The Brandon Peters Show may contain explicit language and detailed plot points. For more information on the show, stay tuned to the end of the episode. And now, here he is, Brandon.
All right.
Ooh, that was
Ooh, fancy. So
getting a little like fanfare kick in there, you know.
right. Yep. Little intro, little new spin on the old theme song or whatever. Titled From Broom Hill. That's what they call it. But hey, we're here at the Brandon Peters Show live here tonight. For whoever's watching, maybe later. So it's not live, but there's a lot of errors. That's because we were live. And I am here with Sabina Graves of IO9 and Gizmodo.
Hello. Yes,
Hello.
It is I here to catch up on our predictions. I'm very nervous and excited.
Yeah, it's fun stuff to do. Maybe a little bit of fun. There's no stakes here. I don't think we have anything like you have to be a certain way or do something silly to be lost, but maybe that's in the future. But yeah, you're here. This is the closing chapter of year 3 of this show. So, and I believe you've like wound up towards the end of every year somehow. Or something or close to. I know you were on year 1, you were like close to the end, but I can't remember year 2. Oh no, last year I had COVID, so it just ended with like it ended with commentary reruns. So
Yeah.
there was no fanfare. It was over. It was like so was not able to complete my year or start the next one properly. And for months my voice was really COVID-y. So but there was that. So okay. Oh, look. Hello, Valencia. Look at that. We've got people watching. Okay. I'm trying.
No, that's cool.
Hello to you. So we are here. We should play the intro again. No, I'm just kidding. I don't like that thing. But all right. So Sabina and I, we're unlike other things where they make you like wait to the end, like, oh, well, our results. We're gonna do it right up front, and then we're gonna talk about our thoughts on the summer movies. Right after that. So if you're here for the results, they're up top and you can go home. There you go. If anybody was playing along or wanted to do that. So we're going to get right into it. So our first game was a solely box office related one where we were supposed to we picked 3 for ourselves. And then the other one, the other picked one for the other that would like try to amass the most box office for the summer. So 3 real good picks and then 1 really crappy pick because you try to sabotage the other person. It's kind of fun. So Sabina, your picks. Do you remember your picks? It's okay if you don't.
I wrote them down on admittedly, I think it was a lunch bag, like a brown paper lunch bag in my shared podcasting space that right now is under construction. And I think my husband pulled it out a few days ago and like asked what it was. And I think he thought it was trash because he was like, there's a list of movies in different columns here. And I was like, oh yeah, that's the thing Brandon and I were working on for the summer blockbusters. And I think he threw it away.
Well, I went back
on you. I think that's why I asked you, like, do you have everything like
I got it. I went back and listened because I moved all this stuff to a hard drive and then I couldn't remember what I named the file. Like it was like simple. So I was like, just instead of digging for it, I just went back and listened to the episode. We went rather smoothly to the end, but so I have them, and I believe we were going with domestic box office, but it didn't matter globally either. So when I went through these, so your picks were Fast X, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, and I gave you About My Father. Well, Fast X in the United States amassed $145.9 million. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse led the summer for a long time with $381 million. Indiana Jones had $174 million, and About My Father made $12 million. 17.6 million globally. Did anyone see, either of you see About My Father this summer? Michael, I know you I think you work at a movie theater. Did you check that one out? He'll have to wear a delay, so he'll hear us later. So your total was $712.9 million. Your global total was $1.78 billion. So I couldn't remember what I picked when I listened. Like I literally went, because I picked Barbie, I picked The Little Mermaid, and I picked Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning. You threw me Whitebird, A Wonder Story, which got moved. I'll just take it. It's $0. I'll take it as that because it didn't matter.
Because Barbie.
I had Barbie. So Barbie made it. Barbie alone wasn't enough. Like it was 612 million domestic. Little Mermaid gave me 298, and then Mission Impossible 170.5 for 1.08 billion, and then 2.505 billion globally. So that's one for Brandon.
Yeah.
Taking it there. Taking it there.
It is enough for Brandon.
Michael says his theater didn't even play About My Father. So, okay. Our next game was Rotten Tomatoes. Who would come out with the highest critic score Rotten Tomatoes? Sabina, you were Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning, Barbie, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, and Gran Turismo is what I gave you. So, Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning, 96%. Barbie, 88%. Guardians, 82%. And Gran Turismo, 63%. Not bad.
That's not bad. You've heard good things.
Your total was 82.25%. So now, you gave me Whitebird, A Wonder Story, which moved. You can, before I mention this, you can pick another or just say best of the three you have.
Oh, man. I guess best of the three you have.
All right. I picked Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, Asteroid City, and Elemental. Spider-Man was 95%. Asteroid City was 75%. And Elemental was 74%. So in a dead heat, you have won 82.25% to 81.34%. How crazy. So you could have picked and rose me. So you did the smart thing and kept it. So congrats, Sabina. That is one for you there with that.
All right, I'll take it.
All right. And now we're moving on. And the next game we have is the lowest box office, highest critic rating. So with this one, we picked, what was the, low number, high number. You picked Asteroid City, which made $28 million. And then it was 75%, as we mentioned, on Rotten Tomatoes. I picked Joyride, which made $13 million and amassed 91% on Rotten Tomatoes. So I have won that battle.
Yeah. Joyride is so good.
We'll talk about one of my upsetting things about the summer a little bit, and I want to hear about it. So, yeah, Joy. I knew it would be that. I knew it would be that one that everybody like, and then nobody would go see it. I'm just it's a shame. So next we had highest box office, lowest critic rating. You picked The Flash, which made $108 million, and then 63% on Rotten Tomatoes. I picked Fast X at 145.9 million and 56% on Rotten Tomatoes, which squeaks me there a win in that column.
That one was unpredictable.
Yeah, we got a lot to talk about with that stuff of the summer.
That was wild.
That was, I mean, Fast X. I didn't even finish the top 10 of the summer Fast X. There's some, it's wild. And then we had the last one we had was biggest critic rating audience disparity. So the Rotten Tomato versus, you had The Flash with 63% from the critics and 83% from audiences. I had Little Mermaid with 67% critics and 94 audience. So I took that one as well.
Okay.
So take that, Sabina. But those were close. A lot of them were close, and a lot of them going in weren't what we'd thought. So before we end the movies, how was your summer?
It was good. It was busy. I've seen a lot of movies, doing a lot of traveling. Comic-Con happened, and that was a very unique experience.
Yeah, you did moderating for that, right?
I did some moderating for one of the panels. It was a women in Hollywood, sort of in the below the line area of things. There weren't anyone on our panel, obviously, who were a part of the WGA or SAG-AFTRA striking. It was mostly like editors and folks who, are still abiding by the strike rules. And it was lovely. And obviously we gave a lot of credit to our peers and counterparts who are striking for a fair deal. And it's due, hopefully any day now.
Yeah, we did. So I had 2 PopCons this summer. It was first I had August, just a couple, finishing August out. And then we had one in Louisville where I did the podcast stage, and the moderators and stuff. It's really interesting because there was what was it called? Panels and stuff could not suggest people together. Like we had Michael Rooker, Sean Gunn, and then one of the voices of the animals from Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, which I apologize to her. I cannot remember her name. But we couldn't put them together in a panel because that would suggest, even if you're not talking about it, it would suggest that they were promoting Guardians of the Galaxy. And it's odd. And then there were some that they could talk about old stuff and some they could talk about other stuff. So yeah, I feel you there. Like it's interesting what can and can't happen, but was it still fun to do with the vibe of people still enjoy the convention?
Oh, for sure. I actually feel like a lot of the panels that I was a part of were very filled compared to other years. I don't know if that sounds weird, but I think it's mostly because there weren't TV and film panels that were taking up most of the audiences, so people really got to get a full breadth of different aspects of the comic book industry and the entertainment industry. So we had a really good packed house in that room with a lot of aspiring folks who want to go into our crazy field. And then I also did a voices in contemporary horror panel as well. I was a panelist on that one, talking about film and TV IP within journalistic limits but in the theme park and immersive community realm of things, which is really neat.
That's cool. Yeah, make good connections stuff. Yeah, you want to get in this field? Good luck, have fun. But that's awesome. Yeah, I saw pictures. I was like, go Sabina, do it, even if it's an off year. Even if it's not. Are they gonna have you back or?
Too soon to tell, hopefully.
Okay. Well, there's also, are you going to try to work the circuit in town with any of the local comic conventions rather than San Diego, or?
Well, right now, mostly occupied with the Haunt Beat. Haunt Beat is what I call my award season, just because, I am a film and TV reporter, but I'm also really into the theme park and immersive entertainment field as it pertains to Halloween haunts and interactive theater and ARG. So it's been a wild few weeks for me. I went to Universal Studios Orlando for their opening of Halloween Horror Nights. I did Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party at Walt Disney World. And last week I did Halloween Horror Nights as opening, and I'm going back to Halloween Horror Nights this Sunday just to have fun with friends and for a friend's birthday. And then I have like Not Scary Farm, probably Haunted Delusion, Sleep No More in New York, which will be my first time going to that, which is one of the originators of immersive theater, and it's like an immersive version of Macbeth that that's why it's called Sleep No More. So you don't say the name when you're a part of it. And yeah, no, it's full on spooky season for me. So that's literally everything that I've been up to.
Gotcha. We got in the comments here, Valencia says, and if I'm pronouncing your name incorrectly, I apologize. And she went to Dragon Con, and they said they had people submit questions instead of coming to the mic and asking, because the moderator had to pick the question. So it's a interesting way to go about it.
Oh yeah, and there was a lot of screening of questions for sure, and some panels didn't even have questions. For example, I went to the Tiny Toons panel for Tiny Toons University, which originally was supposed to be a panel, and then it was switched to a screening of just a couple episodes of the show. So although animation did fall under a different set of rules, I know that team just wanted to pay respect to what was going on. But, that was very common at the convention where, people were concerned of maybe, folks asking questions pertaining to projects that that people on panel couldn't talk about. So they would have to screen the questions.
Yeah. Tough. So tough. But yeah, and you want to support, you get it. But it's like, oh, man. These people come for this stuff, but they can talk to them at their booths. They can say little things too. They go up. But Cool. Yeah, my summer, like I said, a couple pop cons, some DMB shows I went to. Always part of my summer, going to concerts. I heard every song from their new album through 3 different shows, so that was fun. And yeah, just a lot of goings and stuff. And I'm going to the Haunted Horror Night. I'm going to Orlando for Universal in the fall, so I will see what you're talking about and be like, Sabina lied. It's not that fun. Not that fun.
Stranger Things is great over there.
Okay. Is that the first one to get in line for?
The first one we were part of like a guided group. So I think the first one we did, oh my gosh, it might have been The Last of Us. And that was fun. Yeah, The Last of Us, and just the clickers, man. It's great.
Awesome. I'm excited. So let's go. We'll go back to the movies this summer. What movies did you see that you wish, or you didn't get to see, that you wish you had?
Oh, so I still haven't seen Gran Turismo.
Okay.
I still want to see that. I'm trying to think what else. I don't know if I missed much. Although I'm sure as we talk about movies, it'll be like, oh yeah, I missed that one. I'm surprised we didn't talk about Bottoms during the start of the summer. Because I saw that and I really liked it. It's just like a smaller comedy, but I had a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, I didn't get to see No Hard Feelings. Like,
that one was fun.
I want to get a Joyride. I missed that one. That just didn't work out. And then my theater, like, it has a great rewards program, except the one thing is the free movie passes, which I have stocked up, don't populate. You can't use them till after a movie's been out 2 weeks. But then, like, by the time something Joyride's out 2 weeks, like, it's like playing once a day at an odd time that I can't get to. So it did not line up for me to get to, and I was so mad. But I'm just gonna get the Blu-ray and watch it. And then
I had such a blast with it.
Gotcha. I wanted to see it new. It just wasn't working out new. And then the show times dwindle. I was so mad about that one. Insidious, The Red Door. Did not get to that one. Surprisingly. It didn't come out like July 4th weekend. I was like, I had stuff or something like that. It was a bit busy.
Yeah, that was a weird weekend. It was wild. It took me a bit to see Barbie and Oppenheimer because that was the week of Comic-Con. So there was no way for me to watch either one of those films that entire week. until Sunday, and I tried to watch Oppenheimer on the way back home to LA from San Diego, because there is one of the 2 true IMAX screens in California is in Irvine,
Oh, okay.
between San Diego and LA. So we stopped there, got like front row seats, which terrible idea. And we watched about half of Oppenheimer before realizing that we were way too tired to process the movie. And then the second time we saw it, to continue on from where we had left off, we just saw it in 70 millimeter, just, at one of the theaters nearby home.
Yeah, we have a 70 millimeter here in town at our state museum. So we are one of the lucky, 19 in the US that have it. I didn't break. I had to go because I underestimated it, because I was like, I get tickets like the week before, and then it was like sold out. Like I found a couple pair of seats for me and my son. And I was like, these, I think these will be decent seats. They were, but it was like on a Monday night that I had to go, and it was ridiculous. But good for the movies and good for people with better formats I got emails that was like, hey, at any given time, because we have people coming from out of state and stuff to this movie, there will be 1,000 people coming and going from our parking garage. So get here early, because there's people coming from like Missouri, all over the place for that movie here. But yeah. So any favorites of the summer? What did you like?
Obviously the Barbie movie. I thought that was so much fun. Across the Spider-Verse. Just, and I really liked Blue Beetle. I found that it was super endearing and like totally different. I kind of liken it to just like that sort of refreshing take on a character we might not know as much about, like Shazam, the first Shazam at least.
Yeah.
Where we're introduced to that, and just the family dynamics is really familiar to me and relatable. So I think those are like my 3.
I think Blue Beetle, like, I loved it when it like wasn't a superhero movie. I was like, I could watch this all day long. I don't need the superhero stuff. Like I was kind of like every time I was like bummed when they go to like do superhero things. I was like, oh man, I want to hear them banter, and I want to but no, it's a fun movie. I liked, so for me, the Barbenheimer lived up to the hype, both of them. I Spider-Verse, of course. That was awesome. Guardians 3 made me go, oh yeah, like James Gunn does things with these differently than everybody else. So I get it. Asteroid City.
Definitely went in thinking more people were gonna die than died.
Yeah.
So that was surprising to me, although it was still very hard to watch.
That's the surprise nowadays. Nowadays you're like, oh, they're gonna kill somebody off, and then no, just to change the status quo a little bit. Yeah, I liked Asteroid City because I'm a Wes Anderson nut. Even though I still, Mission Impossible is a lot of fun because I'm a junkie for those movies. So this one was fine, even if I don't think it was like they were in this like rise, and I think this one just kind of like hung with them rather than just take it. Even though there's some really impressive stunts, I still got a real big thrill out of going to that on the big screen. Fan screening. I went to the fan screening, and yeah, that was a lot of fun. They got knocked out by the Barbenheimer right away. Oh, Ninja Turtles was really good. Did you see Ninja Turtles?
Yes, I love
awesome.
Ninja Turtles. That was such a like delight, and I'm obsessed with the baby turtles. Like Baby Donnie has my whole heart. Like I bought the little like action figure for that. It came with a little baby Leo.
Yes. Do you have any like surprises from the summer that movie that
it was probably Ninja Turtles, because
yeah,
I honestly went with my husband because he grew up with Ninja Turtles more than I did. I would say that I kind of was like adjacently into Ninja Turtles. I was admittedly 90s into, like probably like after Ninja Turtles for me. But I do have like early core memories of watching the cartoon or watching the movies. So for me, watching this Turtles with my husband and just at first going in being like, oh, I'm just tagging along so you can like get that nostalgia fix, I completely fell in love with it. And you knew April O'Neil, voiced by I'm blanking on her name.
The girl from The Bear.
The Bear,
Yeah.
and Bottoms. Anything they're in, I pretty much will watch now. And just like the vomiting gag got me. The entire ensemble that they got for all the characters and all the villains and all, like, Jackie Chan, I was just blown away.
Jackie Chan was hilarious. Yeah.
It was
Ice Cube, like, the thing I loved about the voice performances in this, they showed up ready to play cartoon characters and stuff. It wasn't just popular actor doing a voice. Like
they
Ice
were
Cube was
characters.
great. Yeah. Like they were it was a good time. Like, and Ninja Turtles like always seems to, like, I don't know, it's able to reinvent itself. And I mentioned this to a lot of people, like, because they always aim it at kids. So they always are able to, they're not worried about what the old adult people coming in think. And I I was a big fan of I like the old cartoon that does not hold up from the 80s. And the first season does. The first season does, but then it gets to just like manufacturing plant of episodes. The movie is amazing, the 1991. And then I like the one that was a Nickelodeon for like the 2010s or late 00s, 2010s. That show's awesome, like out of nowhere awesome. But then I thought I was okay with the Michael Bay ones, but I understand people's
I
qualms.
liked Out of the Shadows.
Out of the Shadows did everything a Ninja Turtle movie would want except for redesign those turtles. But yeah, so
I
this
love
was
how
great.
the little, oh my gosh, I just remembered something that was a big part of that era, how people were calling them Shreks, and they had that joke pay off in
yes
this, like little Shrek.
Little Shrek. Yes, that was funny. I like that part. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So okay, so that was your surprise, is Ninja Turtles. My surprise, which I don't know, like how damn good Talk to Me was. Did you see Talk to Me?
I did. I thought the first act was really solid. I thought it was much scarier than the second act, but I did overall enjoy it for sure.
Gotcha.
Like, it was definitely, I think, one of my favorite horror films, or the most effective ones I've seen so far this summer.
Yeah, like that one stuck in my head for quite a while afterwards, and I was just like, oh my gosh, that was really good. That was like, it was a weird movie that, like, you sit through, and I like how it intentionally vague, didn't set any sort of rules or anything. You just kind of go with how it, like, it's unpredictable in that way, rather than coming up with some rule that they'll probably do that in like Talk to Me. But yeah, I definitely really like that little thing out of Australia, and the lead actress in that, man, I think that's a good jumping off point for her. She was tremendous. But yeah, also a surprise, kind of, if I'm gonna go to streaming for a sec, because I gotta plug anywhere I can. They cloned Tyrone. Did you see that one?
Yes, that movie was so good.
That deserves to be squandered in with all the summer thing. I would have loved to seen that in the theater, but
for sure.
That movie was terrific. Really like that one. Disappointments from this summer?
Definitely Fast X. I'm gonna agree.
Oh,
I mean,
agree. I didn't say anything about Fast X. I said box office.
I'm gonna agree with like the general consensus of it. In that regard, I did love Jason Momoa in it. I think he carried that movie.
Yeah.
Sure. But it was weird seeing everyone split off, and just like I was sad. I was like, I generally enjoy those a lot more, and I didn't enjoy this one as much.
Yeah, it feels like let's wrap it up, everybody. Kind of getting there with that, but yeah, yeah, I enjoyed it, but it was like, it was one of those, like, I went and saw a movie this weekend, and then I didn't think about anything else later on. With Fast X, I would say I'll get to something in a bit about like disappointment. I'm kind of like, I care for Little Mermaid, but that's not like a surprise. But and I was weird with stuff with that one, because I like the Scuttlebutt song. I thought it put some
like the Scuttlebutt.
it's put some dumb energy into that movie. And then like everybody, what is it? What's her name? The lead in that movie. I am blanking on names. Yes. Everybody like, oh, she's really good. And then I saw it, and I was like, this is not meant to come backhand or anything. I'm genuinely like, when she loses her voice, she's amazing and that's harder to do than when she's speaking. She's got skills that go back to like silent film era days that she's pulling off. And it's quite like when she was talking to fish and all that stuff, I was like, yeah, I was like, but when
the CGI really did a disservice to a lot of the talent in the movie.
Oh yeah, Javier Bardem.
Like Javier Bardem was really just
terrible in that movie.
Awful in it.
And then like Melissa McCarthy looks like she came in for a weekend because she never leaves her thing. Yeah. And she feels so restrained. I'm like, it's McCarthy. Let her. I mean,
like in the animated film, Poor Unfortunate Souls is such a showstopper.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I know they took out the line about body language, which I kind of disagree with.
Right.
Because it kind of showed how Ursula was in such control of her own agency, even if she is a villain, you know.
Yeah.
The way she moved and everything was really unique and fun, and like the saunter and everything, and that all that was gone in this take. And I was like, Melissa McCarthy is kind of just lounging on the set pieces,
right,
and kind of singing the song, which her performance was pretty mid for me.
Yeah, no, it was restrained. Like it's Melissa McCarthy. Let her go. Let her craft her own Ursula. But it felt like, no, do it like the cartoon. Do it like the cartoon. And then they did this kaiju thing at the end where I couldn't see it. Like I was like, it was all dark and it was, yeah. I just, it's just, and they're not colorful. And then I did find I saw someone on X or whatever. Cause remember it was Twitter when we did our preview show, and now it's X, which you still type Twitter in for it. But, and like every time it felt like every time Flounder showed up, it was like a jump scare because he was just so freaky.
Yeah, that design.
So I just, yeah, but I hate harping on something like that, but it's like, ugh.
But other than that, I liked some of the additional songs, like the ones they gave Ariel, even if it was like in her head.
Right.
I thought it was really great. And, you know, like the whole scene with Vanessa and Ariel when they throw down and everything goes to hell at like the engagement party, I thought that was fun. That was like telenovela campy, and I was like, yes, throw her down.
Right. Yeah, exactly. That's good stuff. Oh, another surprise I want to talk about that for me, that I've watched this movie like 2 times already. The Blackening. Did you see The Blackening?
Yes, I did see that.
I laughed like really, like the first half hour of that movie was within 30 minutes I was like, oh, this is a keeper. This is a watch over, and like that movie's hilarious. I love
it. It's like a fun addition to the game board sort of movies.
Yes, yeah.
You know, like that, like slot that in with like Clue and Jumanji and stuff, and it's different, but it also is just like, I love the premise of a game night where you're watching people kind of like go along with that, and
right,
so much fun.
Like when you hear that, you say Hyundai, I was like, oh man, that's good. That was good. I did like that movie a lot. So now we'll move on to our last section of the summer movie. What did we learn from the summer? What did we think of it? What's overall? What are we going to take from it? Where are we going forward?
Ooh. I mean, we are in this sort of era where many things have been shifted to next year. It kind of feels like the fall is going to be a no man's land. I'm scared for some of the movies I'm excited for that are still on the slate. But you know, like we had such a high with Barbie and Oppenheimer and Spider-Verse.
Well, it felt like Dune was the companion to Barbenheimer, and it's gone. Like, yeah,
that's gonna be very weird. And I mean, to be determined with, you know, the agreements that are hopefully gonna happen. I'm just like, studios to step up and open their coin purses because they have it.
Yeah, they have it. So overall here, like I thought this summer, well, like the disappointments part was hard because. And the excitement, because I thought this was a very overall like a 2.5 3-star summer. Like all the movies were like just hanging around. They weren't
so unpredictable.
They weren't awful, but they weren't like woo. like, I liked Indiana Jones, but it wasn't like I was over the moon for Indiana Jones,
Agreed.
like.
But I also feel like there are movies that should have also gotten more hype. Like I honestly think Blue Beetle and Ninja Turtles, those two were underseen. Like they
Right.
got really just
Well,
like
Ninja Turtles making money, so people are
it is,
going.
yeah.
Like we're gonna see another one. So
Oh, for sure. And I think like Blue Beetle is also still like making money. It
Yeah.
like, but they're just like thankfully word of mouth does seem to be working.
Yeah. I like The Flash. It was not, I mean, there's people that just want to rip it to shreds because they think they're like doing one for the team because Ezra Miller sucks, but the movie's fine. Like I didn't think it was awful, but I thought
there are things I liked about the movie, but then there are things I really did not like about the movie.
I thought when it got to the desert stuff with Zod, I was like, thud. Like it gone. But so there's that. I thought like it wasn't like abysmal. It was just like fine. A lot of movies come out and just were like, it's fine. It's fine. It's like, Fast X isn't terrible, but it's not great. And it's just kind of, here's another one for us to plug on through. And then Barbenheimer came and that was like, oh, okay, elation. And I thought like Last Voyage of the Demeter. Did you see that one?
I did. I enjoyed that one. I thought it was
good,
really solid. And
but like really solid. It wasn't like, it was solid, but yeah. Continue.
For sure. I mean, the design on Dracula there, oh my gosh, just like it felt like a creature feature in that regard. And obviously it started like slow burn. And then it kind of just morphed into this just like cabin fever on the seas, just mayhem, I like calling it the Dracula boat buffet because he actually just came to eat.
Yeah, he had a lot of choices. But yeah, that was a fun movie. But that's like a lot of like I'm sure like Gran Turismo. I haven't seen that one yet, but I'm sure that's like fits in with that whole like it's fine, it's okay.
I mean, like I didn't know this, but apparently Jerry Halliwell from the Spice Girls plays the mother in Gran Turismo.
Oh,
you did not know this? You usually know more than I do.
No, right? I usually know more about the Spice Girls too. But oh, geez, okay.
Right?
Wow.
Like my husband told me that, and I was like, "We got to go see this movie." Like,
okay, all right.
Yes.
Wow, all right. Just shot up there. Okay, wow. Who called her up for that?
Right?
How did that happen? Like, let's make that comeback. We can get you the video game movie, but it's not quite a video game movie. But it's a video game movie. It's cars. Your mom. You can play mom. You okay with it? Okay. So, all right, that's cool.
Yeah, and I hear David Harbour's incredible in it. So is the lead, and it's a good like family movie. But yes, Ginger Spice.
Ginger Spice. All right.
Yes, let's go.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. All right. Well, that's cool. So yeah, do you think they're going to learn the right thing from Barbie, or do you think they're going to just keep making Mattel movies?
Yeah, I don't know if they're gonna learn the right thing from Barbie.
The right move from Barbie is Greta Gerwig. Here's a blank check for your next movie. Margot Robbie, we want to do a 5-picture deal with your company, and America Ferrera, we need to get you in some leading roles more often. But that's not good. They were going to be like Barbie 2 and Polly Pocket the movie. Like that's
no.
That's what they're gonna do. That's what should happen. Like
they got the wrong, just I've seen quotes and I'm just like that's
like I don't want to see Barbie because Barbie
the point is like over here and they're like
and Oppenheimer isn't just more biopics. It's giving creators ambition, like letting them show their, because like you could see like it's not just Barbie. Last summer you have Jordan Peele. Nope, that guy keeps making his own stuff and people keep showing up. Like the marquee director that should be coming back. Like that's what gets people to see a variety of things, which we've been shaming, or they've been sucking them away as independents and putting them in franchise stuff where no one goes to see it for their name.
Right.
But there's that.
And then also makes you think of what Randall Park said. And I think he had been quoted a lot on the internet as being like, like you said, like, oh, the idea is to make more movies about women and about like and like give women more to do in the entertainment industry, because it's clear that they can tell these like evergreen and timeless stories that anyone can enjoy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
look at Greta Gerwig's from Lady Bird to Here, where it's stories about kind of a women caught in this weird like out of time place, or I don't fit here kind of thing, that's in Lady Bird, and they need to get out. Like Lady Bird and Little Women and now Barbie all kind of fit this kind of theme she's been telling through her stories. Now like Barbie 2, like, well, she's gonna do Narnia, so maybe, but hey, I'll wait and see, because I enjoy her as a creator. So if she's going to take on Narnia, there's an interesting way she's going to tell it. So we shall see with that.
Hopefully. I kind of feel like she should not do Narnia and do something huge next.
Right. But the blank check picture, we need those glorious, even if it's a swing and a miss. I love the swing. Like, I am all for big directorial swings. I love them, for better or for worse. That's like the coolest thing to see, as when people do it. One of my favorite films of all time, Sorcerer, William Friedkin. That is his Exorcist swing, and it is one of the most dangerous movies of all time. It's awesome. It's amazing just seeing how big it is, and the wildest thing is no one died making it. Like, I watch that movie every time and be like, how did nobody die on this movie? But I'd like to see Greta Gerwig's thing. Maybe that is it. Maybe she always wanted to do Narnia. I don't know, but I guess. And then on the other side, women have to be allowed to go do the paycheck franchise thing if they want to. So that's, while I'm like, oh, as a film nerd, I want your head. I want what's coming out of your head, these original ideas. But
like last year, we had the Daniels, and obviously like movies like you said, like Jordan Peele's Nope and Barbie with Greta Gerwig. Like, I'm so excited for these filmmakers, and to go and do the next thing, whatever they want to do, I will go with them.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's where I'm at. That's why I was talking to a bunch of like Marvel people, like a PopCon or whatever, was doing a recording, and they were talking about like being fatigued with superheroes and all that and this thing. I'm like, that's why you got to follow like directors, creators, writers, like what's their new thing coming, because it's always different. It does have things you look for, actors returning, tropes, all sorts of stuff like that. But following a creator is far more exciting. And there might be a franchise picture that you're like, why did I see that? But like, no, it's like Harry Potter 3. It's Alfonso Cuarón movie. Come on. Like, that's where you can follow. And it's a lot more, in my eyes, it's a lot more exciting, especially if you like the cinematic experience or whatever. But
definitely. Oh my gosh. There's something I just saw in the news that Alfonso Cuarón is being courted for, and I'm blanking out on what it was. And I was like, interesting choice. Did you see that earlier today?
Yeah, was that today? No, I did not see that today. Maybe because directors can be in the news taking jobs right now, but not the actors and writers yet.
Oh, it was Secret Wars.
Oh, okay. Oh, no, please.
Apparently.
No. Sorry, but no. That's good for Marvel, but no.
No. Oh.
But no. Oh, okay. Ooh. Well,
That's an interesting one.
Yeah.
I thought I was excited, but I'm not sure if I'm excited for that. No.
Yeah, I still keep up with the Marvel stuff, the Star Wars stuff, but I don't live and breathe for it and think they deserve like best pictures all the time, like a lot of things come from. And that's where I think a lot of the argument comes from, is they're like, we want to be in this conversation. And then they get the scrutiny of being in the conversation. They act like it's all war against them and all this. Like, no, you asked to be judged like this. That's why you're getting such harsh responses, rather than being the family movie, blockbuster movie that people go
or
to see.
Shows. I mean, like, I honestly watched like 2 episodes of Secret Invasion and was not a fan. I just like totally fell off of that and did not enjoy it. I'm like cautiously optimistic for Loki, because like I wanted to get back to the fun, weird stuff. Like, I loved Werewolf by Night, and I hope that there's
Werewolf by Night was good. Yeah,
monster stuff in Loki this time around, and more Hui Kwan.
Yeah, that'd be fun. I definitely looking forward to Loki because that was one of my favorites of the shows so far that we've seen of all of them. But I'm always weird with the Marvel. Like I always find out like people don't like the stuff I like in Marvel for reasons. I'm like, all right, I guess I'm not. I enjoy it. I enjoy this stuff, but like I'm not on the wavelength of the tribe, I guess. So on the outskirts. All right. But yeah, so we're moving into fall, the Halloween season. We actually got horror movies like Saw, and we've got The Exorcist and all sorts of things on their way out. We got Haunting in Venice, spooky mystery, and stuff like that. So lots to come for this year. Even with stuff getting pushed, there's stuff out there. Give you more breathing room, I guess, with not so many options to see. And of course, there'll probably be the Oscar push, of course, in December and November that we'll have lots of fun stuff and get to see all that. But all right, so Sabina, this wraps up year 3 of the Brandon Peters Show. I'm happy to have you here. Always as being a recurring part of this program. Yeah, so that's it. Where can people keep up with you right now and all your things?
You can find me. Oh my goodness, there's so many social media platforms now since the last time we talked. That is very weird. I would say I'm currently sort of still on X at Sabina, has no R. But mostly I'm around at TikTok and Instagram at Going Cool Places. I'm trying to integrate more of my work on Io9 Gizmodo to those platforms now that X is not the most viable place for that sort of thing. So, like I said, I've been covering Halloween Horror Nights, and here's my little Hello Kitty
I
got at the event. One of the stories that I recently did was actually about my cinematic experiences with Chucky. I have been a lifelong Chucky, like afraid of Chucky person. Like I love horror, but Chucky was my no, like just my entire life. So I actually binged watched all of the Child's Play and Chucky franchise movies over Hurricane Weekend in LA because I was already asleep, in order to prepare myself to go to Halloween Horror Nights and do the maze. So I am now fully converted as a Chucky fan.
Did you watch the show?
I love the show. The show is incredible.
He has the best batting average of the horror guys. Like he's got one really bad movie, but then like and one boring one. But other than that, it's great stuff. Yeah.
It's so good. And yeah, so I wrote like an article about just like my whole life story about my fear of Chucky and going to this maze, and I integrated some video content on like TikTok of me going through the maze. Like you actually can see me like freaking out. I did freak out. I didn't run out like of an exit.
Right.
I did the entire thing.
Good.
I'm proud. I'm gonna go back and do I did Horror Nights Orlando twice, and I'm going to do the one here in LA twice as well, because I love the mazes. They're very much in the universe of the show, so they're a lot of fun. So if you're going to Halloween Horror Nights, do the Chucky mazes. They have incorporated puppeteering, and it's chef's kiss.
Oh, right. There you go. Very exciting. Okay, and I'm on Twitter or X and Instagram at Brandon4KUHD. Written work, hawaiisoblue.com. Of course, there's this YouTube channel. So this is the end of year 3. I'm taking next week off, and then when I return to start year 4, I'm gonna do a different kind of episode. I've got Jennifer Rayford, everyone's Brandon Peters Show's favorite life coach, Jennifer Rayford, and we're doing an episode. It's called Podcaster Therapy. So it's gonna be. So I'm trying out. I pitched it. It was like, do it. So I was like, so you're going to hear a lot of stuff about me on the next episode as we start year 4. And we'll be, of course, doing some horror stuff. We're going to bring back the Products of the Panic in October, as well as some horror stuff. Jamie Alvey's coming back soon. So
yes, Jamie.
We're going to hear all about Bystanders. I'm very excited to hear all about Bystanders. So she'll be coming up very soon. But yeah, so Jennifer Rayford and I back. Thank you all for 3 years for the summer of '93. Thank you, PopCon, for having me. Always had a great year with you there. And yeah, so we'll be putting a cap on this 3rd year. Made it, going for 4. I'm gonna play the intro again to outro just for the fun of it, and then
Oh yeah.
Sabina, stay right here, and we'll talk off air for a sec. And let me do it again. I guess I'm so proud of this thing. I'm not really, but here we
It's
go.
so good.
The Brandon Peters Show may contain explicit language and detailed plot points. For more information on the show, stay tuned to the end of the episode. And now, here he is, Brandon.
Yay.
Yay. Okay, that's it. I'm going to